Hello, I'm attorney Todd Leneve. Welcome to West Virginia Gun Law. I got a question from a viewer this week regarding my recommendations on type of ammunition for carrying your defensive handgun. So I thought we'd dig into that today. Stick around. So defensive handguns come in a wide variety of options that really are as unique as the person who chooses to carry them. Defensive ammunition is also just as varied, and when you look at the different types of ammunition that are out there, it can sometimes be a little bit mind-boggling if you don't really have a lot of experience in this area. Of course, you've got your various categories of ammunition, from ball ammunition, frangible, hollow points, and even among hollow points, which are the preferred defensive carry type of ammunition, you've got a huge variety of options, as you can see from the graphic here on the screen right now. They all accomplish essentially the same goal, but they do so maybe a slightly different way from one to the next, with each manufacturer making their own little proprietary changes that they claim sets them apart from the rest. But the reality is that hollow point ammunition is all designed to do the same thing: expand on impact and be effective in stopping a threat. So hollow point ammunition obviously is designed to prevent over-penetration through the target, and as a result it presents actually a safer type of round for a defender to use, because it doesn't place others at the same amount of risk as ball ammunition or solid ammunition would do. Ball ammunition would have a tendency to pass clear through a target and still carries enough velocity that it could injure or kill somebody other than the threat that was presented to you. And so you've got to be very cautious with that, compared to hollow point ammunition, which is designed to expand on impact and not to over-penetrate, meaning that ideally it's going to stay within the body of the attacker who's the threat to you, who you are trying to stop. And so there's far less risk of harm to other people, unintended targets, with hollow point ammunition than there is with solid ball ammunition. So when it comes to choosing what ammunition you want to carry, again, other than states that don't permit the use of hollow point rounds for a carry gun, and really the only state that does that is New Jersey. You can own it, you can possess it, but you're not permitted to carry it in a firearm that you're carrying out in public. You can have it at the range, you can use it in your home to protect, but you're not supposed to carry it in New Jersey in a defensive gun. So for the 3 people in New Jersey who actually have a permit to carry a firearm, just remember, you got to carry ball ammunition, even though it's less safe. But when making the choice on what type of round you want to carry, for me, what I generally recommend is this: talk to your local law enforcement agencies. In my area of the state in West Virginia, an awful lot of the agencies use federal HST ammunition. This is hollow point ammunition, readily available in stores for people who are allowed to buy ammunition, and that's what I choose to carry because it's what the police carry. So if it's good enough for the police, it's good enough for us. The idea, again, is that our ammunition should be designed to stop a threat. It's not intended to be used in an offensive manner. There are laws against that. Crazy as it may seem, we shouldn't need to be told you can't go around just shooting people for the sake of shooting people. We carry a firearm to protect against people who don't care about the law, to protect against people who are a threat to us or those that we're with. And so in doing that act of defending ourselves, we should use tools that are effective at the job. The police don't carry ammunition that's unlikely to stop a threat. Why should we as citizens carry ammunition that's not likely to stop a threat or as likely to stop a threat? There's no good compelling reason. Could a prosecutor use information about the type of ammunition against you? Well, certainly they can argue anything that they want in trying to secure a conviction in your trial. But the reality is, if the only thing that they have to argue is that, oh, you used hollow point ammunition, that's not a great case. It's not a great argument on their part, simply because hollow point ammunition is safer to the innocent public than ball ammunition is. So the concept that, oh, these rounds are cop killers or these are designed to inflict maximum damage, it's showboating. It's all a red herring type of argument that the government is trying to use to put you in a bad light, to frame your actions in a poor manner when a jury is considering whether or not what you did was legal. So again, if all the state has to argue in your case is that you used hollow point ammunition, it's not a great argument to be made, and there's a lot that can be done by an attorney who's knowledgeable about firearms, and even by bringing in and utilizing the services of an expert witness in ballistics who can talk about why this is actually a safer round for the general public compared to other types of ammunition. Now, we can get into issues, and I've had this discussion with a number of people over the years, relating to custom hand-loaded ammunition. A lot of people enjoy reloading, and it's a phenomenal pastime to get into, but I recommend that for your defensive carry gun that you carry day in and day out, you don't use home hand-loaded ammunition. Again, we can make some really interesting, creative custom rounds, but by carrying that type of ammunition compared to off-the-shelf rounds, the prosecutor does have something more to use against you. And while those custom rounds may not be any more effective than a store-bought hollow point round, my whole focus is to make sure that you guys understand, if we can take away an argument, even if it's a BS argument, but if we can take away an argument from the state in trying to prosecute you, why wouldn't we do that? So let's not make issues where there don't need to be issues. Stock firearm, stock ammunition, anybody who's qualified to purchase can go into a gun store and buy this ammunition, buy this type of a firearm. It's not modified. And so if we take that away from the government in its effort to try to secure a conviction, then it's just one less thing that they get up and grandstand about, and it forces them to really focus on the actions that were involved, not extraneous and really irrelevant arguments around the equipment that you chose to use. I understand that we have free choice, and I certainly support anybody making decisions to carry what they choose to carry. My goal here today is to just give you some information that helps to maybe ensure that you understand why we might want to minimize the number of ridiculous arguments that would come into a trial in our defensive shooting case, and maybe give you some food for thought to think about what you're going to carry and why you're going to carry it. Again, my recommendation anytime I'm asked is going to be an off-the-shelf firearm and off-the-shelf ammunition. Not to say that you can't have other exotic things that you have in your personal collection for taking out to the range, for competitions, whatever the case may be. But when it's your everyday defensive carry gun, I am a strong proponent, and always will be, that it should be a stock firearm and stock ammunition. So I hope this clears up the question that the viewer asked, and I hope it maybe clears up questions for some of you that have thoughts about this as well. And certainly would love to hear from you. If you have thoughts or comments, please drop them in the comments section below. Listen, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, would love to have you do so. Hit that subscribe button and make sure you click the bell icon to ensure that you get all notifications so that you will get notified when a new video drops. Hit the like button, share this one, please. Would really appreciate you helping me spread the word. Thanks for spending time with me today. We'll see you in the next video, and until then, take care and be safe.